Olá meus pequenas abóboras, eu sou o Itztli, sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo de Genshin Impact no nosso caloroso e ardente arco de Natlan. E bem, se você não assistiu nenhum dos vídeos anteriores da nossa sériezinha de Natlan, vai lá assistir, já clica no cardzinho que tá aparecendo aqui no canto direito da tela e volta aqui pra ver. Nós hoje vamos finalmente estar iniciando a Archon Quest da 5.1, ou seja, o ato 3 e o 4. Ai, eu tô muito ansioso pra essa quest, porque tem muita coisa que parece que vai acontecer aqui e sinceramente eu não aguento mais esperar. E também, se você não é inscrito aqui no canal, já se inscreve e ativa o sininho, deixa um like e um comentário porque isso ajuda muito e compartilha com alguém que você tem certeza que vai gostar do nosso conteúdo. E bem, sem mais delongas, bora pro vídeo. Cá estamos, Natlan, tão bela. É linda, né? Enfim, vamos lá. Não tem muito pra que esperar. E mais uma vez para o nosso timezinho nós vamos estar carregando o nosso queridíssimo Kenichi. Ele mesmo, mais uma vez não, né? Primeira Archon Quest que a gente tá carregando o Kenichi. Mas se vocês acompanham o vídeo de Genshin que eu tô carregando ele há um tempinho já. Kenichi, a nossa querida Xianling, nosso Benedito e a nossa Frina, porque a gente prometeu que a gente vai levar ela pra todo canto do mundo. Enfim, bora lá. Eu queria estar trazendo uma Xilonen também, mas eu não consegui pegar ela, então acontece, faz parte da vida. Gente, mas que acesso complicado pra eu chegar aqui na cidade agora que eu tô reparando isso. Perigo. Imagina, você se desequilibra. Onde tem que ter cerca não tem. Olha só o perigo. Você se desequilibra. Opa, cair. Prometo que você não vai estar vivo lá embaixo.
I see. Thank you so Katrina. Much. The Adventurers Guild has been overwhelmed these days.
No worries at all. We've always valued the strength of adventurers. Given the current situation, it's vital that we all work together.
Galera, agora eu entendo, né? Faz sentido que o Capitano meio que saiba bastante como tá a situação de Natlan. A gente tem essa informante aqui de Shinazenaya.
Since we're facing the same enemies, I'll send you the intel we've collected on the Abyss so far. Then we can take a look at how to coordinate our efforts.
All right. Thank you so much.
De nada, Katrina. O que tá rolando aí?
Hi, Catherine. It's us. Got any new commissions?
Vai passando.
You two have come just in time. I've got some good news. The Pyro Archon has finished assembling her forces and stationed them all across Natlan.
Pera, todo mundo ativou o nome?
Given how the Abyss has ramped up its activities lately, we can no longer afford to act only after receiving news of an invasion. So the Pyro Archon suggested that the Scions of the Canopy and the Adventurers Guild focus on collecting and disseminating intel. That way, we can stay informed of everything that's happening across the land. Once we receive word of enemy activity, we can notify the nearest camp and the stationed forces can take immediate action.
Isso levará um tempo de resposta mais rápido. Pera, então quer dizer que o abismo tá atacando Natlan inteira? Tipo aquele ataque que aconteceu na Vila da Molane, só que com muito mais frequência?
So please also take a chance to relax, you two. You've been working hard these days,
obrigado,
and this will be a good
Catarina,
opportunity for some well-deserved rest.
So that's the plan. Whew, we can finally stop and take a break.
Mas a ameaça do abismo ainda está longe de ser encerrada.
Paimon knows that. It's not like Paimon just wanted to lay here and do nothing.
The movements of the Abyss are always unpredictable. There have also been times when it suddenly became more active in the past. The people here generally see it as something like an acute natural disaster.
Igual Fontaine vê a profecia.
Once the disaster is over, everyone will return to their normal lives. We just all hope that day will be sooner rather than later.
De acordo com a Mavuika, não acho que vai ter ano novo, então
Oh, right.
não
Most
vamos
people
chegar
have no
muito
idea
bem
just how
nesses
bad
dias,
the
não.
situation has gotten in the Night Kingdom.
Também espero que esse dia de paz venha logo. Não acredito que vá. Caixina! Eu já sabia disso. Se vocês estiverem estranhando o silêncio profundo da caixina,
Hey, Katrina, are you feeling better now?
já saibam, ela, Kenichi e a Hal estão sem os dubladores por causa da greve, né? Que eles estão fazendo lá fora contra as IAs. Então, eles não dublaram. Ou seja, basicamente a Caixina, Kenichi e a Hal estão fazendo cosplay da gente. Caixina, impressionante. Não se esforce mais, de verdade, coitada. Ela já foi pro abismo, lutou lá esse tempão sozinha, agora ainda vai ter que trabalhar mais. É uma guerreira, mas se cuide. Verdade, ela tem que forjar nosso nome. Ok.
So we'll finally get to meet Shilonen, the legendary forger of ancient names.
Como se eu não tivesse conhecido no evento agora há pouco. Será que eu deveria dublar ela? Vou dublar ela pra vocês, gente. Vocês não querem cinema. Em silêncio. Shilonen é uma verdadeira mestre. Ela não pode apenas forjar nomes antigos, como também todo tipo de coisas maneiras. Ela sempre tem uma pilha de comissão para fazer, então você geralmente tem que esperar muito antes dela terminar alguma coisa. Mas nesse caso, ela liberou completamente a agenda só para trabalhar com vocês. Ela quer dar atenção total ao seu nome. Então devemos agradecer a ela direitinho quando nos conhecermos. Bem, eu já me registrei como guerreira, então tudo que tenho que fazer agora é esperar pela minha atribuição. Se não tiver problema, a gente pode ir encontrar Shilonen juntas. Ela não me dispensaria, né? Digo, espero que não me dispense.
Hey, have some confidence
não
in
fica assim,
yourself,
Caixina.
Machina. After all, you're already a victor of the Night Warden Wars.
Você é o futuro da sua tribo. Ih, coitada. Caraca, por que meteu uma dessa? Vai botar ela em desespero. Pensando melhor, talvez eu só encontre um buraco no chão pra me enterrar por um tempo. Coitada. Ato 3, além da fumaça e dos espelhos. Que espelhos? Damas dos espelhos? Excuse me, what? Eu amo a Vila dos Ecos. É uma das minhas favoritas, sem dúvidas. É muito bonitinha, quentinha, sabe? Aconchegante. Shilonen! Diz que ela tá com dublador, eu amo a voz dela. Ela é linda, cara. Shilonen trouxe a pessoa que precisa de um nome antigo. Ela é super incrível e já aprendi um montão de coisas com ela. Posso garantir que ela merece mesmo o nome de uma heroína.
Yes, so I've heard. So young,
Dois passos
and yet
de
you've
latim,
already
gente.
got quite the reputation. Wait, are you Outlanders?
Então, como é que eu te conto?
Yep, we're travelers who just arrived in Natlan not too long ago.
Ué, então o que a gente vai fazer na lendária dela?
No, I mean, I was aware that you're travelers. It's just no one told me that you're Outlanders.
Não, tá dizendo que a Arconte Pyre não te contou?
No, the only thing she said is that a new hero had pledged herself to the plan, but we need to forge an ancient name to ensure she'd be able to return safe and sound.
Oh.
And she did mention that it would be quite difficult to forge an ancient name for them, but at the time, I thought she was just commenting on my skills. But I seem to understand where the true difficulty lies now.
Perdão. Você tá chateada?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm used to it, really. I just need a moment to process things. The Pyro Archon's requests are always difficult to fulfill, and we used to argue a lot. Honestly, it's probably for the better that she didn't bring this up at the time. Anyway, I can't argue with her if she isn't here, and it'd be pointless to take my anger out on someone else.
Calma, eu te amo. Não me bate.
Just because I understand her rationale doesn't make me any less upset. After all, she must have known that forging an ancient name for an Outlander is an impossible task.
It's impossible?
As you probably know, an ancient name is a symbol of a hero's sparing glory, which grows even richer and heavier as generations of successors, and we forge ancient names by engraving the heroic deeds of an individual who will become the first hero of that particular name.
Tenho muitos feitos na bagagem. Eu vi incontáveis feitos gravados no manual de aventura delas. Parecia que conseguiam fazer de tudo.
But they were all performed outside of Natlan, correct?
E Natlan também, eu fui no Reino da Noite salvar a Caixina.
Yeah, that's right.
Then those deeds haven't been recorded by the Night Kingdom. To take it one step further, even if you had performed heroic deeds in Natlan, as an Outlander, your actions still wouldn't have been recorded by our lands. Only memories and experiences that have been acknowledged by the Wyab can be used as a basis for an ancient name. Even the greatest of craftsmen cannot create something out of thin air, you know. That's just how it is.
Seems the Wyab don't want just anyone to get a name, huh?
Mawika, of all people, should know better than anyone, yet she's still entrusted the task of forging the ancient name to me.
Oh,
Pois é.
Paimon gets it. Nobody's happy being asked to do the impossible.
Por que eu sinto que isso aconteceu antes? Acho que a última vez Shilonen só acabou dando inúmeras voltas nas colinas próximas.
Ugh, don't remind me. Let's just focus on how we can pull this off. How to achieve the impossible.
A gente dá um jeito.
You mean you're already willing to accept the task?
Bem, a Arconte pediu, né?
Well, what else can I do? What's happened is already done, and it's not like I can outright defy the order of my Archon. If she gave me this order, then she believes the ancient name is an indispensable part of her plan, and that I'll be able to find a way to make it happen. In other words, the order is an affirmation of my abilities.
Not only has she accepted the task, but now she's looking for silver linings?
Talvez isso seja apenas o quanto ela e a Arconte se confiam. Vamos ver se a gente consegue encontrar um jeito especial de fazer isso. Se a gente não conseguir fazer funcionar, tenho certeza que ainda podemos voltar a falar com a Conde Pyro, certo?
The key is getting the Wyab to somehow acknowledge the traveler's existence and record her heroic deeds.
We heard the voice of a Wyab when we were in the Night Kingdom before. We even had a whole conversation with her. If we can talk to her again, maybe we can figure something out together.
Well, every tribe has their own Wyab. How do we know if the one you met is indeed the best one for us to talk to?
Você não tá ajudando, Shilonen.
Plus, considering the unprecedented nature of this situation, I have a feeling that the acknowledgement of one Wyab alone would probably not be enough.
A gente precisa ganhar o reconhecimento de todos os 6 Wyabs?
I don't know. That requires a level of knowledge that I do not possess. We need to find a consultant who's an expert on all things Night Kingdom and Wyab. The first person who comes to mind is Itztli at the Masters of the Nightwind. The one we call Granny Itztli.
Oh, we've heard that name before. We used her spirit speaker stone to find Kachina's ancient name.
E quebramos ele logo em
A person
seguida.
who can make something like that must be pretty
Ela
impressive.
vai muito bater na
I'm
gente,
sure
não
she'd be
vai?
able to help.
Still, she's older now and quite eccentric. It's hard to even book
Ela
a
é
meeting
velha?
with her, given that she's constantly holed up in her room and doesn't like to be disturbed.
Como assim ela é velha, gente?
I've heard that to get her help, you have to be extremely patient with her and know how to keep her spirit up.
I hate to break it to you, but...
Ela provavelmente não vai ficar nada feliz com a gente. Pô.
Huh. Why is that? I mean, didn't she already help you before? And you even managed to save Kachina.
Well, yeah. At the cost of her spirit speaker stone being split into 2.
Great going, Mawika. We're already off to a rocky start here. In that case, I guess your only option is to try to emphasize that this is an important order from the Pyro Archon. Hopefully, Itztli would still want to show respect to the Archon. I'll also write you a letter on your behalf. If you can find someone to deliver it and mention some good things about you, then that should help too.
Vamos pedir para Kenichi entregar a carta. Ele entende a situação inteira e já é um rosto familiar para ela.
Paimon sure hopes a Hal won't interrupt when he's talking.
Alright, Kenichi is a seasoned negotiator. I trust that he'll know the best things to say.
Amém. Ótimo, então vou entrar em contato com ele agora mesmo.
Please just give me a moment to write the letter, and we can meet up near the Statue of the Seven later.
Tá bom. Estranho, parece que a gente já tá fazendo quest nela. Fechado, vamos dar passeio enquanto é isso. Então essa vai ser a quest da Shilonen ou é... É literalmente ato 3. Então a gente vai fazer o que na quest da Shilonen? Nos encontramos novamente. Kachina me contou tudo. Vou entregar a mensagem aos mestres do vento noturno e convencer Itztli a dar uma chance a vocês. Também vou aproveitar para explicar o que houve com a pedra Profer-Espírito e oferecer a elas uma desculpa pessoalmente.
I'm sorry to put this on you, Kanich. It's just that you're probably the only person who knows how to deal with her.
Está tudo bem, estamos todos trabalhando pelo bem do plano da Arconte, Pyro, afinal. Todos aqui entendem o quão desesperadora a situação se tornou.
Oh, wait, so Kachina and the Traveler also know about the plan?
Yup. Porque todos nós vimos um herói do passado se materializar de novo, bem na nossa frente. A Imalani disse que um montão de conhecimento e memórias tomaram o cérebro dela de repente. Arconte Pyro explicou tudo quando voltamos para o Reino da Noite, incluindo o motivo por trás da aparição do herói, assim como o atual estado do Reino da Noite.
Right. She mentioned there are 6 heroes and that Shilonen is one of 4 that have already been acknowledged.
Oh, well, then I suppose there's no need to keep any secrets between us. Having companions walk by your side is perhaps the best solace when facing such a bleak reality.
Tem outra informação para compartilhar também. Praticamente identificamos a pessoa que resgatou o Capitano no estádio da Chama Sagrada. O nome dele é Ororon, e ele também vem do Mestre do Vento Noturno. Contudo, ele passou a maior parte da vida sozinho na natureza, longe do resto da tribo. É por isso que o desaparecimento dele não foi notado. Quando Itztli finalmente percebeu que ele foi embora, ninguém tinha notícia deles há um tempo.
Itztli knows him too?
Isso é bom. Isso mesmo, Ororon era um órfão criado pelo Mestre dos Ventos Noturno. E muitas pessoas gentis na tribo. Mesmo assim, ele tinha uma reputação estranha por toda a sua vida. Estranha?
Given how the Masters of the Nightwind love to babble about dreams and revelations, they're already a pretty strange bunch to most. I've never met Ororon, but if they consider him the odd one, he's gotta be pretty...
Isso mesmo, então nesse sentido Ororon e Itztli têm bastante em comum, sendo por isso que eles se dão tão bem.
Makes sense. But Paimon wonders how Itztli could be the first one to notice Ororon's disappearance if she spends the whole day in her room.
Até agora, ainda não conseguimos confirmar se Ororon se juntou aos Fatus voluntariamente ou se foi coagido. Itztli provavelmente está ansiosa para provar que Ororon não traiu seu povo. Planejo usar isso como um ponto de partida quando for conversar com ela.
So if I'm following, you mean we'll help her investigate Ororon and the captain's whereabouts?
Sim, se vocês concordarem com a ideia, isso se tornará uma colaboração mutuamente benéfica, ao invés de um pedido unilateral. Embora eu não ache que Itztli seja o tipo de pessoa que recusaria uma ordem da Arconte Pyro, trabalhar conosco vai ajudá-la a focar e não se distrair por toda a situação com Ororon. Bem, boa ideia. Assim podemos abater 2 slimes com um golpe só.
Yeah. Plus, we kinda owe her one anyway to make up for breaking the spirit speakers down.
This is a pretty well thought out plan, as expected of Molly Poke Kanich. Then, I'll leave my letter to you. Let's hope Itztli can meet at the stadium in 2 days.
Claro, vou partir imediatamente. Cuide-se, Kanich. Também vou voltar, ainda há algumas coisas que preciso arrumar.
Okay, then let's part ways for now. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Ok, até daqui a 2 dias. Eba, Itztli provavelmente não vai nos matar. Shilonen, voltamos.
Oh, hi, Traveler and Paimon. I have bad news. Itztli did not reply to our request.
Huh? You mean she didn't even bother to give Kanich a response? Guess she really does have quite the ego then.
Yeah, well, she can be also quite eccentric, though she's one of the most gifted people around. Even the Masters of the Nightwind often struggle to work with her. My guess is that she probably has other reasons, but let's go to the stadium and see if we can meet her there. If we do get a chance to talk to her in person, we can still try to work something out.
That's true. Let's go!
Bora. Quais as chances de a gente não encontrar ela? Vamos ver se a bonita aparece hoje. Vocês chegam ao estádio da Chama Sagrada.
Paimon doesn't see anybody. Seems she's just not gonna show up, huh?
Well, we tried to be as considerate as we could, but she's under no obligation to help.
That might be true, but this is still a request from the Pyro Archon, right? Shouldn't the subject always answer the call of their Archon?
A subject? Well, if you ask me, I'd say we're all more like friends with the Archon.
Oh.
Yes, Mawika is our leader, but that doesn't mean there's any kind of tall barrier between us and her. The only thing is that she often has very high expectations of us.
Dá pra perceber.
Huh. So even though she's super powerful, it sounds like she's actually pretty down to earth and easy to get along with. Unlike that old hag Granny Itztli, right? Does she think she can ignore us just because she's famous?
Paimon, cala a boca, pelo amor de Deus.
We'll talk about her like she's some kind of huge deal, but she didn't even bother to reply to our letter.
Paimon, cala a boca,
Seriously, if
cara.
she didn't want to come, she could at least let us know. If that's what aging does to you, Paimon never wants to get old.
Oh, really? So, that's how you see me?
É, Paimon, você foi com Deus. Foi bom te conhecer.
Huh? Who's there? Who's talking next to Paimon?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a disgruntled old hag, right? Come on, relax. I'm sure my bark's worse than my bite.
Huh? See, Lolly.
Silali.
Wait, you're Seat Lolly? You're Granny Itztli?
Yes, Granny Itztli. But emphasis on Itztli, not Granny.
É, vovó você não é, isso eu já sabia.
You must know this trope from light novels, surely. They use it all the time. The young man who's actually the oldest person in the room. The girl next door who turns out to be a seasoned veteran. The wise sage who looks like a little kid. Oh, wipe that look off your face! You've seriously never seen an older lady that doesn't look her age? Okay, well, don't go thinking it's a trick either. See? I'm barely wearing any makeup.
Did I forget to mention, she's called Granny, but she's actually pretty young.
E vocês reclamando que a Conde Pyra não falava tudo.
It was an honest mistake. I guess we've just gotten used to it.
I'm sorry. So,
Não, Paimon, para!
What? How dare you? Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Uhum.
Paimon really didn't mean to offend you, it's just that your case seems really unique.
Faruzan tem 100 anos, sabe?
Oh, Paimon just wanted to apologize, but now she's putting more and more of her foot in her mouth. Really, Paimon just got a little mad since we thought, well, you were gonna leave us out to dry.
It was my idea to invite you here, Seat Lolly. So if you're upset, you can just take it out on me.
All right. I was only joking. I didn't mean to chastise anyone. There's really no need to take all this so seriously. If anything, I'm gonna feel awkward if we keep this going. I received Kenichi's letter and was planning to attend this meeting. Since I had already decided to come, I figured there was no need to draft a reply that simply said, understood. Besides, just showing up is the most important part. No? But, of
faz
course,
sentido.
it's also natural for people to get held up by one thing or another as they're trying to leave the house. It certainly was a bit awkward to see that everyone else had arrived before me. At first, I was thinking of quietly sneaking over, but since you were already here waiting for me, I started to think about how I should phrase my apology. Only to hear you all talking smack about me. Anyway, that's the whole story. Honestly, it's not like I owed you an explanation anyway.
Oh. As duas com cara de pamonha e a pamonha com cara de Genshin.
What's with that expression? Was she feeling embarrassed just now?
Ela tá esperando que a gente toque a conversa, tudo que ela disse parece uma piada. Mas não tenho certeza se deveria rir, seria rude rir, ou ainda mais rude não rir.
When the Masters of the Night Wind say they struggle dealing with her, I wonder if the feeling is mutual. She seems to be pretty awkward herself. Everything she does and says seems a little forced.
Anyway, Shilonen, I heard that you require my help in crafting an ancient name.
Yeah.
Correct. The situation isn't like anything we've handled before. Let me explain.
Shinone explica o pedido do Arconte Pyro, assim como as dificuldades que
I
enfrentou.
see. So Mawika has asked you to forge an ancient name for an Outlander. Well, that would be a first. And you've also heard all about Ororon. I must say, he's always been a good kid. I can't see him joining the Fatui of his own volition. He must have been coerced somehow.
Vamos saber quando encontrarmos.
Yeah, that's what we came here to ask you. We'll help bring Ororon back if you help us solve the problems of forging the ancient name. What do you think?
I suppose I'll just call you Traveler for now. Traveler, come here. Let me take a good look at you.
Claro. Ela é dos membros dos Galerinha da Noite, né?
Wealth leads to unending conflicts between people. Yet you alone transcend the value of gold. Baleful thunder and wrathful waves bring terror to mortal hearts. Yet again and again, you've braved them to find new worlds. O weary yet free soul, even the most verdant leaf in the forest will pray for your happiness and safe passage.
Então você pode parar de ler as linhas da minha mão?
Those are all the things that I could see in you. You've experienced far more than even most mortals could dream of. You possess the heart of a sincere hero, along with the conviction to lift a torch above your head and walk headlong into the night. Huh? Don't move. There's something here.
Huh? What thing? Don't scare Paimon. Is the Traveler gonna be okay?
Se você falar que é Paimon.
Shoo!
Que é isso, mulher?
That should do it. You've just returned from the Night Kingdom, so some fragments of souls were still stuck to your body. No need to worry. I've just cleared out the last of them.
Jogando purpurina em mim? Obrigado. Se é assim, vamos encher o reino da noite de purpurina.
Isn't that kinda like having part of a ghost come back with you?
Ah, Paimon, quantos fantasmas a gente encontrou nessa vida?
It's nothing as serious as that. If left unattended, the most it could do is stir up some chaos in your mind, and generally worsen your mood.
Eu sou imune.
Well, in that case, better to get rid of them.
Obrigada.
It was nothing. Shilonen, let's follow your proposal. Once you've brought Ororon back, I'll take you to see the Lord of the Night.
The Lord of the Night? But don't we need to talk to the Wyab of the tribes?
Something this important is beyond their jurisdiction. Only the Lord of the Night can decide whether we can grant an ancient name to one who does not hail from our lands.
Então tem alguém acima dos Wildbush?
The Lord of the Night is an ancient entity that rules over the entire Night Kingdom, constantly borrowing the power of the sacred flame to combat corrosion from the abyss.
Oh, so you're basically saying it's even more powerful than the Wyab of the tribes. Well, that sort of makes sense, being the lord of the entire Night Kingdom and all.
Not exactly. It's not so much that one's more powerful than the other. But never mind. That's not important. Just listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. The Lord of the Night is currently in a deep slumber, and we can only communicate with its consciousness. But I will need to prepare a few more things if we are to hold a ceremony to achieve the state of the trance.
I can go. It'll probably be a long list, so better leave it to someone who knows all the local vendors.
Sounds good. Then we'll go with St. Lolly to track down Ororon.
Phew, the Fatui are nothing to scoff at, so please, be careful during your investigation.
Já saí
If you
no
need
pau
any
com a
help,
quarta
just come
mensageira
find me.
Fatui. E quase morri. Mas saí. E com os filhos dela também. Matei essa ignora. Conta. Será que alguém lá no Siné guarda rancor de mim por isso?
All right, now it's time for us to catch that brat and bring him back. Oh, I'm sorry I made you wait earlier. It was actually because I decided to swing by Ororon's place to look for clues.
Oh.
He has always lived alone, and I found a broken jar in his house. There was also something off about his phlogiston aphids, which I assume is because their keeper has been gone for quite some time. And interestingly enough, I saw some slash marks in the house that did not match any of our local weapons. My guess is they were left by Snezhnaya in arms.
Oh, sounds like the Fatui broke into his house and took him hostage.
But why would they kidnap a kid who just spends his days living in the country and raising aphids? He's only in his 20s. What would they want with him? That's not to say that I believe he's totally innocent, of course. Since he's the only one who was kidnapped out of everyone in Natlan, he must have done something to attract their attention. In any case, we'll get to the bottom of this once we manage to get him back here. I'm truly sorry to put you two through all this trouble with me. But please help me get him back.
You can count on.
All right, then let's start by heading to where Ororon was seen last. This is the spot. An eyewitness claimed to have seen Ororon speaking to some Fatui soldiers here. I don't know how much you're willing to believe me, but Ororon really is a good kid. I see no reason why he'd suddenly get involved with the Fatui. I'm convinced that what the witnesses saw was actually the Fatui coercing him. Or perhaps trying to extract information. However, I doubt anyone would believe me, given there are no signs of a fight.
Didn't Kanich say that she's a big name in Natlan? Feels kinda weird to see her so frustrated and helpless like this.
Pode nos contar pouco mais sobre ele?
Ororon? Well, he was left at the side of the road as an infant, and the people of the tribe took him in. You could say that everyone had a hand in raising him. He learned a lot from us, and once he reached adulthood, he built himself a house out in the countryside. He spends most of his days growing vegetables and raising aphids, living off of what he harvests from the garden.
Eita.
He's always been such a good kid. He would even get his friends to deliver whole bags of fresh produce to my place.
Se é isso tudo mesmo, então ele não parece ser uma pessoa ruim.
Oh well, let's keep looking. He can answer all of our questions once we find him. He's been raising phlogiston aphids for a long time, and since they were disturbed, they secreted a special type of phlogiston. We can use that substance to track his movements. Let's follow the phlogiston trail.
Huh? What trail?
Oh, right. I forgot your eyes. Here, get...
Eu já tenho visão elemental, tá? Só pra te avisar, Lali. Lali. Ai, pozinho, você adora me dar purpurina, já vi, né? Você é a mulher da purpurina.
How about now?
What do you see?
Purpurina. Posso ver um rastro agora.
Whoa, Paimon can see it now too.
That's right. I used a spell to temporarily transfer a portion of my senses to you. For a short while, you'll be able to see the phlogiston too.
Wow, you can even share your senses with us? First time.
It requires a very rare spell that most people aren't adept at. But don't worry, it's a cinch for me. Between the two of you, it seems the Traveler's senses are a bit stronger than Paimon. When I held your hand just now, I could sense that you've got a great affinity for phlogiston. You're extraordinarily gifted. Anyway, we'll need to use our vision now to track down Ororon. Good luck, you two.
Ok.
Over here, this way! See, Lolly might say a lot of deep and confusing stuff, but this spell of hers is really something.
What does she mean by deep and confusing? As far as elderly shamans go, I'd say that I'm already pretty easy to talk to. Is there any other old hag who's as fluent in the language of the youth as me? But is my way of speaking still not trendy enough? I've already tried my best to match their speech patterns, but... Or perhaps I'm still not fashionable enough? But that can't be, right? Don't tell me they're still getting the impression that I'm super old-fashioned.
Huh?
A gente tá ouvindo ela. Acho que acabei de ouvir uma voz, espera. Mas não foi com os meus ouvidos, foi tudo com minha mente.
See Lolly's voice?
Parece que o pai me ouviu a mesma voz. Mas ela também parece ter entendido o que tá acontecendo. Me deixa pensar, deve ser um efeito colateral do feitiço que ela lançou.
Now that I think about it, it's a good thing I found some helpers this time. Some things are best done with the help of friends.
Oh, então agora nós podemos ouvir os pensamentos dela por telepatia? Uau, isso é incrível. Uma coisa dessa só podia acontecer com Citlali.
Oh? They appear to be feeling quite confident. Looks like our work will go smoothly.
Pode apostar, deixa com a gente. Kichonga, cadê o resto do rastro? Revele-se.
Hey, looks like there's a new camp over there.
Vou quebrar tudo. Julgando pela experiência de
Judging by
Paimon.
Paimon's experience as a guide, it definitely looks like people set up camp here.
Wait. The phlogiston here is a bit odd.
What do you mean?
Let me see.
Paimon sees a small shape here. Could it be some sort of symbol?
This is a distress signal for the Masters of the Night Wind. Only someone from our tribe would recognize it. So Ororon was indeed being threatened. We've got to find him. Leaving such a subtle mark implies that he was trying to be discreet. In other words, if they notice us, we can just charge in and fight them to the death. But what if my darling grandson is also there? I can't have him caught in the crossfire. No, I've got to be careful. Otherwise he'd get hit as well. How annoying. No, I've got to stay calm and keep my composure.
A gente vai salvar ele. Ela vê ele como netinho. Por isso que ela não considera ele marvado, entendeu? Ela não quer ver seu netinho aqui como o vilão da história. Não julgo ela.
There are traces of people staying here too.
Wait a second. The phlogiston around here is jumbled up. I can also smell a mix of elements in the air. Pyro, electro, and some other elements of—
Kanich told us that you were super amazing. No wonder you can sense so many more things than us.
It's about time that little brat said something nice about me. There are signs of a struggle here, judging from what's left on the scene. There must have been a fight. But after that, the factions seem to have gone their separate ways. Both the phlogiston and the elemental traces in the air support that.
Parece que Ororon teve chance de revidar.
Do you still remember the little mark we found before? Paimon's thinking, what if Ororon wanted to leave another distress signal, but was caught by the Fatui?
Citlali parece bem preocupada. De fato, julgando pelo sinal de socorro de antes, Ororon estava sendo preso pelo Fatui. Então, se considerando a diferença em número, ele provavelmente não conseguiria sair vitorioso.
Given there are 2 signals leading from here, we should split up as well.
Ok. Eu vou pela
I'll take
direita.
this direction, and leave the other one to you.
Ok.
Ororon, what the heck were you doing? It's one thing to trouble me, but now I had to bring other people into this as well. You little brat.
And out
Só
she
pouco
goes.
bipolar.
Traveler, did you hear all of that as well?
Sim.
Once Citlali left, that voice went away as well. Paimon even tried calling her name inside Paimon's head, but there was no response.
Então telepatia não tem 2 vias?
So you were thinking the same thing. Paimon also thought that if we could hear what she was thinking, then she could probably also hear what we were thinking in our heads.
Eu não acho que Citlali notou alguma coisa.
She did say that she was quite adept at this spell, and it doesn't sound like she's had any trouble with it in the past. Maybe we're a special case and can hear her thoughts as a side effect. If you think about it, she's really got a lively inner world. It paints quite a different picture from Paimon's first impression of her.
Bora procurar então.
Paimon sees some traces here. Let's follow them and see if we can
Bora.
find anything up ahead.
Ororon, vem cá, cadê você? Ororon, apareça. Ele tá no meio das leylines? Eita, rapaz. Ele tá farmando pra ele mesmo. Ele quer se upar, coitado. Há rastros de flogisto aqui, mas...
Did you find something?
Não, encontrei rastro de flogisto, mas o rastro acaba completamente aqui.
Huh. So we can't tell where Ororon might have gone from here. That's weird. The phlogiston trail suddenly stops. We can't make anything of these footprints either. But he can't have just evaporated into thin air, right? We know he wasn't alone. He had all those fatui.
Paimon tem razão, isso tudo é extremamente estranho. Além disso...
You can hear the sounds of the wind from beneath the earth.
Todo mundo aqui tem telepatia? Caramba! De quem era essa voz ainda agora? Devolve minha Paimon, caralho. Mania de sequestrar a Paimon? Eu, hein? Ela é minha e minha apenas. Ah, mais um Wyob. Eu acho. O Reino da Noite? Como eu cheguei aqui? É ele?
I'm very sorry, but please do not move. I have no desire to hurt you.
Sua mão em baixa qualidade não está me deixando confortável.
I apologize that our first meeting has to take place like this. It's just that you're much like one of those animals with ears that perk up as soon as it senses danger in their environment. And given your combat proficiency, I would not have been able to gain an advantage over you if you were anywhere else in the world. However, you're now in the Night Kingdom, a familiar domain to the masters of the Night Wind.
Tu vai fazer o quê? Me matar aqui no Reino da Noite?
Hello, traveler. I'm Ororon, the one you've been searching for.
Ah, não, ele tem cabelo longo também. Relevância, para com esta merda. Mas o que isso quer dizer? Você escapou da custódia dos Fatui?
Ah, the Fatui's custody. I see. So even Granny has told you that I was coerced by the Fatui. I'm afraid you've been brought here by a lie, like a false omen in the lingering smoke.
Vai me dizer que você é o 10º mensageiro Fatui, mesmo sendo personagem 4 estrelas.
My friend and I only left those traces to lure you here. Deceiving you was never our true intent, however. It was simply the fastest and most feasible way for us to set up a meeting.
Claro, primeiro mensageiro, você por aqui, cara. Capitano.
Greetings, traveler from afar.
Olá, homem mais forte de Teyvat.
Be careful with this traveler. Her soul is temporarily restrained by us, and it appears to have become more fragile in the process. It's taking all my concentration to hold on to her.
It was I who tasked Ororon with leaving the traces to lead you here, and I who used the Master's ritual to bring your soul to the Night Kingdom.
Então vocês estão trabalhando juntos.
I've heard much about you from the past encounters you've had with my colleagues. Given the present situation in Natlan, I would like to sincerely request a formal meeting with you, in person.
Ah tá, com isso, os encontros passados com seus colegas, você se refere todas as vezes que a gente saiu na porrada com eles. E a vez que eu matei a Signora?
I will use the opportunity to explain my goals and motivations to you,
Que cachecol
as
feio,
well as why I
meu
mistrust
Deus.
Malwika, the Pyro Archon. I believe there is little reason for you to blindly follow her plan.
Se eu te contar que é porque ela é arconte, você acredita?
If you would like to hear our intel, then find us to the east of the stadium. But remember, not a word of this to anyone. I would like to avoid any further conflict.
You will see me again once you return to reality. No matter what I say, please, help me keep this a secret. This is all to avoid dragging Granny into this conflict.
Daí tá a Paimon gritando no meio do nada. Solta, viajante! Ou ele nocauteou a Paimon. Ai, coitada da Paimon, ela não tem um dia de paz. Traveler.
Hey, what happened just now? You suddenly
Ah, a pressão caiu, Paimon. Nada demais. Nem parece que me arrastaram pro reino da noite do nada. Minha alma foi removida da força do meu corpo ainda agora. Isso explicaria não conseguir ouvir Paimon por um pouco.
Hey, why are you sitting on the ground? Are you okay?
Ah, minha alma saiu. Digo, minha pressão caiu.
See, Lolly! She froze for a moment and then just collapsed to...
Could it have been those leftover remnants from the Night Kingdom? Do you have any itches or pain anywhere?
Ah, tô bem, só um pouco tonta.
Don't worry. We can take a short break. Sorry, I know I asked for your help. But had I known you were feeling unwell, I wouldn't have taken you on this trip with me.
Se eles estavam sendo honestos, eu deveria ter motivos razoáveis para o que fizeram. Mas eu deveria confiar neles? Eu poderia só compartilhar tudo com o Paimon e Itztli agora mesmo, mas isso significaria desistir da pista. Eu não tive muitas tratativas... O que é tratativas com os Fatu e o Mestre do Vento Noturno? Acho que vou ficar sem falar nada por hora e ver se consigo descobrir alguma coisa.
If you're feeling sick, you should just say so. See, Lolly should be able to, exorcise any ghosts or weird stuff that you picked up in the Night Kingdom.
A seasoned traveler must know the importance of not pushing yourself beyond your limit. If you need anything from me, just say the word.
Valeu, pessoal. Estou me sentindo bem
In
agora.
any case, let's take a bit more time to rest now.
Embora a situação pareça bastante urgente, você dá uma pausa maior. As palavras de Ororon ainda ecoam em sua mente.
Need to be more careful next time.
Ok, Lolly.
Feeling better yet, traveler?
All right, let's get ready. I followed my phlogiston trail earlier to a stronghold guarded by soldiers. I have a feeling that Ororon is probably being held inside.
Oh, so it's close by. Then let's head over right away.
Sinto muito, não percebi que estava te seguindo.
Well, I recruited you to be my helper, which means we're in this together. Like the wind and the clouds. We either move as one or not, but if you want to make it up to me, then just be sure to fight extra hard when the time comes.
Ok.
Look over there.
Huh? Paimon thinks she sees someone in the middle of the camp.
That's Ororon. So he really was taken by the Fatui.
Então aquele é Ororon? Ele parece o mesmo de quando conversei com ele no Reino da Noite mais cedo.
Alright, we'll take the lead.
Hey, quit daydreaming. Don't you have work to do?
I cannot see the sun. Without the sun, I cannot see the truth. You are currently blocking the light, so I must beseech you to move aside.
Huh? Okay, Mr. Philosopher. That's enough mumbo-jumbo.
Wow. I'm going to rip that guy's head right...
Sinta-se livre, Lolly.
See, Lolly's struggling to control her temper now.
Are you ready? Let's go kick on my count. You're still trying to resist? You've got no idea who you're up against.
No excuse for slacking.
Tenho até medo de quem vocês se meteram.
Target acquired. Who can play that game?
Boba, get them!
Ok, perdão, fui muito longe, né? Sinto muito. O inimigo antigo nem consegue fugir, coitado. Aí tá, eu posso.
Okay. Locked down.
Ah, não vai fazer isso comigo agora. Que isso, gente? Não foi isso que eu pedi, Resgate.
Nice and spicy.
Conversa com meus pets aí, pra te
Strike
entender.
it up.
Target acquired.
Ai, vamos salvar o Ororon.
Ororon!
Paimon knows she's called Granny Itztli, but it's still kind of weird.
And greetings to you too, other granny.
Ah lá, fela da puta. Eu tenho 500 anos, mas não é pra isso tudo, de me chamar de vovó.
What did you just call her?
Granny. Is that not right? You are Granny's friend, are you not?
Ela tem
You
500
seem
anos
to be
também?
approximately the same age as her, so I figured you're also a granny.
How many times have I told you? It doesn't work like that. There are a lot of people who look about the same age as me. You can't go around calling everyone Gramps or Granny.
Sei lá, Ali, sinto muito te contar, mas eu acho que ele mentiu pra você a vida inteira.
Oh, wait. He's not a child, is he? Don't tell Paimon he's one of those people who look like an adult but are actually only 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, your words have pierced my heart like a thorned vine. Given how hard those thorns are to remove, I may just need to find a pair of tweezers.
Why are you so upset? You can just say yes or no.
Of course I'm not a child. It's just, Granny always taught me to show gratitude where it's due. And since the Masters of the Night Wind raised me collectively, I basically see everyone above a certain age as an elder I should look up to.
Acima da idade você diz o quê? 30? O jeito que ele fala definitivamente mudou, mas não parece que ele está fingindo. Ele me pediu pra fazer o que eu pudesse pra ajudar a manter as coisas em segredo, e até disse que seria bem de se ali. Então você trata todo mundo como se fosse seu avô ou sua avó?
But if you keep that up, then everyone's going to be your senior.
And do you think saying all of this is gonna save you from a scolding, Aurora? Haven't I told you 100 times since you were a kid? Heed the 3 warnings.
Be wary of beasts prowling around, scammers looking for their next victim, and strange people who appear out of nowhere.
Oh, so you do remember, and you just chose to ignore them.
Ignorar o que? Eles
I always knew
invadiram,
that living on your own was going to
supostamente.
get you into trouble sooner or later. But getting kidnapped? That really takes the cake. You won't always be able to rely on other people coming to your rescue, you know. You're just lucky we got here when we did. Or we might be launching another search and rescue operation to find out where they put your severed head.
Que isso?
I'm sorry, Granny. I'll be more careful next time.
Next time? Oh, good one. You think there'll be a next time after this? Not a chance. They didn't hurt you.
No, they just asked me a lot of questions about Natlan's terrain and made me draw a map of the ley line distribution.
Okay. Now answer me honestly. Were you the one who helped the captain escape after his battle with the Pyro Archon?
Yes.
So why did you do it?
Because they said they would need my help from there on out. They also said that if I refused, they'd just come to you, Granny, and they'd already figured out a way to make you do their bidding.
Hey! I'm no ordinary Granny! Would they really dare to come after me? And you! Did the gods give you a brain just for you to not use it? Thankfully, the Pyro Archon only asked that we find the mysterious individual from the Masters of the Night Wind. And didn't slap your name on a wanted poster. Don't think for a second that she doesn't know what's happening. Even if the truth that you see will soon manifest into reality, there is still no need to preemptively panic. Have you forgotten the words that I've taught you?
I'm sorry.
Forget it. We can submit the details of this camp and the defeated Fatui as evidence of your innocence. Let's clean this place up and get back to the city. Ororon, you better remember this lesson well and seriously reflect on your actions. Also, once we return to the city, come to the speaker's chamber with me.
Sounds good. Should I bring...
Your vegetables?
Yes. I grow a lot of fresh produce in my garden. I hope the Pyro Archon won't be too picky about the selection.
Now's not the time to be thinking about that. If you do come face to face with the Pyro Archon, the first thing you should do is...
Recite the 3 warnings.
Huh? No! You should emphasize that you were not in cahoots with the Fatui!
How exactly did the Masters raise this guy?
Oh, right.
Já que, bem, essa é a nossa situação atual, acho que eu vou deixando esse vídeo por aqui. Nós já tivemos uma introdução bem interessante de capítulo. Eu não esperava que a gente já ia começar a forjar o nosso nome antigo agora. Mas eu não creio que talvez a gente não consiga concluir esse processo, quem sabe. Talvez isso realmente só fique para a quest da Shilonen. Até porque eu não consigo pensar muita coisa que a quest dela poderia ser, além de forjar nosso nome. Além disso, devo dizer que eu tô feliz, né, com a chegada dos novos personagens, como a Shilonen, a Celali e o Ororon. São personagens que estão até que bem bacanas. O Ororon não tá lá essas coisas de design, mas a gente trata como se fosse gente. Tenta. Enfim. Tá meio confuso ainda pra onde as coisas estão indo. O abismo tá agindo mais por cima, né? Tá ficando mais agitado ultimamente. A gente sabe que é porque Natlan tá no fim dos seus dias, né? E o fato de Capitano querer uma reunião direta com a gente me deixou bem curioso. Eu não esperava que ele ia vir a nós em busca de resolver assuntos. Tenho medo de quais deles quer resolver, mas enfim. Se você não é inscrito aqui no canal, já aproveita, se inscreve e ativa o sininho. Deixa um like e um comentário, porque isso ajuda muito. E compartilha com alguém que você tem certeza que vai gostar do nosso conteúdo. Bem, já aproveita e clica nos dois cards que tá aparecendo aqui no canto da tela e vai lá assistir outro vídeo. Temos playlist com todas as séries que nós já fizemos. E, bem, eu sou o Ice Pumpkin e até a próxima.
Claim these souls!